NBC reportedly spent more than $1 billion for the digital and broadcast rights for the Rio Olympics. They have to make that cash back somehow, but many viewers took to social media complaining about the amount of commercials played during the Olympic coverage. Mashable business and media reporter Jason Abbruzzese is here to help us understand it all. Jason, the first question has to be, empirically speaking, are there actually more commercials in these Olympics than in Olympics past?
I don't think so. I don't think we're seeing a markedly heavier ad load than we were in the past. The Olympics have always kind of had a reputation for being something that is going to be jam-packed with as many ads as possible.
So there may not be more ads, but there are certainly, I think, more complaints, or at least louder complaints. How come?
I think we're seeing kind of an interesting echo effect of people on social media. It's easier than ever for a journalist like me to go online, and believe me, we do this regularly, and find people who, are voicing these complaints. Doesn't make them any less valid, but it does make them easier to find and easier to surface and kind of provide a megaphone for that. On top of that, I kind of have my own theory that a lot of the people who are on, Twitter and Facebook complaining about these situations are also the people who usually are Netflix watchers, people who maybe forgot how many commercials there usually are on television.
Forgot how many commercials there are, or never experienced commercials as an adult, has never paid a cable bill, and will go on believing the commercials shall not exist at all anyway.
Absolutely. It's interesting to see, and even some companies like Hulu are offering ad-free subscription models, so you can either pay for one model, which will show you a few ads, or another that doesn't. And a lot of people thought that was controversial, but it's already proven to be somewhat successful.
So you've got a theory. I've got a theory too. I think it has something to do with the tone of the ads, right? We're not seeing Super Bowl style ads where everyone's yucking it up. They're a little bit more serious, a little bit more moving. Let's take a look at one of them and then talk about it.
Sure.
So there you have a Coca-Cola commercial, not making you laugh, but giving you that oceanic feeling, that feeling of glory, of accomplishment. Probably very few of those athletes enjoyed many Coca-Colas while training for those victorious moments that they experienced. Do you think it's that kind of commercial that is hitting the same spot in the viewers over and over again, and they're just feeling a little bit bruised by it?
I mean, it could be. It's interesting to see that a lot of the advertisers you see are Olympics heavy, so you kind of do feel like a little bit of overload there. It's interesting, too, like I watch digitally, and when you watch the digital stream and the type of ads they actually show the same ads over and over and over again, which can really make it seem like even more commercials than if you had more of a mix. So I think it's interesting to see, if there's not enough forethought being put into, can we make this a better experience with the ads for the viewers?
Overall, are the ads art-worthy? I mean, do you think we're seeing Super Bowl level, if not Super Bowl style?
I think they're better than the average ad, but I definitely think we could see a little bit more effort put in, a little bit more artistry. I think it's difficult because the advertisers feel the need to tie in so aggressively here, much as they do in the Super Bowl. It would be interesting to see if we see a pushback on that in the next couple.
Yeah, it might be simply that the Olympics are supposed to somehow exist outside of commerce, right? They're these ancient games. They're about human performance, human excellence. They're not supposed to be a celebration of capitalism, but inevitably, I guess, they have to be.
Yeah, and it's been interesting to watch how the IOC has tried to handle that. The athletes themselves aren't really allowed to promote brands, particularly on social media during the games. Something that's been a little controversial, people feeling like, oh, the IOC is allowed to, make as much money as they can through NBC. The athletes, who really only get a fleeting amount of fame aren't allowed to capitalize. So I agree that there's a lot of dissonance there.
But the athletes themselves can be in commercials, can they not?
Yes, they can. So their commercial can air on NBC that they are in, but they're not allowed to personally promote, particularly, social media and things like that, which especially for middle tier stars who maybe don't have their own Nike commercial, aren't in the Coca-Cola commercial, is a good way for them to, make a little bit of cash.
All right. Now, speaking of making a little bit of cash, we'll end on this. $1.2 billion, that's what NBC paid for the rights to these Olympics, digital and broadcast. Do you think they're going to make it back, and do you think we'll be over the billion mark for Olympics to come?
I do. NBC is very, very good, and they've been doing this for years, so they're very savvy about how to go about it. But their ratings are down, and we've already seen reports they're going to have to do these things called make goods, which is basically that if they don't deliver a certain amount of ratings, the advertiser gets some free ad time. We're already hearing that they are, making good, giving free ad time. That could even extend beyond the Olympics to things like Sunday Night Football. So NBC might not be as thrilled. I still think they're doing okay. Probably still a profit, but they're not thrilled right now.
All right. Jason Abbruzzese from Mashable, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.